Gameland Games just released a new tiny epic box and it's all about crime. Find out what's going on in the box right now. Okay, so I don't know if you guys are a fan of Gameland Games. I have a few of their games, but this is the first one in this genre that they're doing. It's almost like Clue. Except you're running around the city. So the objective is the same as Clue, but you're doing it in a totally different way. I'm going to do a quick unboxing. I'm going to do a setup, and then we're going to do some final thoughts as well. But before we do, I am Frank Zanca. I am an award-winning screenwriter, a novelist, and a comic book writer, as well as a working line producer. Recently moved from Los Angeles to Atlanta. Now that all the strikes are up, I'm ready to get back to work. But you're probably wondering what I write. Well, I write the stuff behind me. So we have Destiny Aurora back there. We have Tales of Ravenor, the Iron Witch, my fantasy novel. And you guys are so lucky because right now, literally right now, we are launching a Kickstarter for my new comic book series, Lords of LA. It is a vampire mob set in 1950s. And yes, this is what we're actually running on right now, except they're 48 pages. I only have 24 pages done so far. So I don't have much to go once the campaign finishes. I only have 24 pages and ready to start shipping out already. So you don't have to wait very long to receive your pledges. But I printed it out so that I could read through it, make sure I have all of the typos finished and stuff like that. But anyway, and if you haven't, since it's issue 2, if you haven't seen issue 1, you can also get it on the Kickstarter and get both issues. And there's issue 1 that has been completely fulfilled previously. And yeah, you're gonna love it. It's a little bit more adult, so we do have some sex, we have some blood and guts, we have vampire and vampire action, the whole bit. We have car chases, anything you possibly want in a Kickstarter or in a vampire type of comic, you'll definitely get. Plus, it takes place in 1950s, so I have some featured talent arrive, like Marilyn Monroe and Barbara Stanwyck. We actually visit the set there in a few scenes and things to that effect. So it's exciting stuff. So if you can support it, the QR code is right here. You can click that, or there's a description and below. You'll have also the link to the Kickstarter, and on top of that, you can just go to Kickstarter and type in Lords of LA. It'll also come up. We are fully funded, so you're jumping on, not with any risk that this thing's not going to happen. And on top of that, we've already unlocked a free stretch goal, so you're going to get a free comic digitally as well. So you get a whole bunch of stuff just by jumping in right now, and it's not expensive. You can get in, as little as $6. So it's so go on in there and help us out. Get to another stretch goal, get some more free stuff. All right, so let's move on to Tiny Epic Crime. So I haven't played with one of the expansions yet. I did, after we did the unboxing here, I did just play it. And it's not hard to learn, but it is frustrating because there's a lot, even though the box is this big, there's a lot going on. But I'm going to do a quick unboxing here, and then I do like the setup, so you can kind of see what the setup looks like. And on top of that, we'll do final thoughts. All right, so let's get into the unboxing right now. And remember to like and subscribe. I'm also going to remind you at the end. All right, I'll see you on the other side. How we doing, everybody? Look what I got in the mail. Yes, we have Tiny Epic Crimes. I don't know about a tiny crime. I've never seen such a thing, but we have. But at least it's epic, not just tiny, but epic. Okay, so this is of course by Gameland Games. They've been really nice to me because I moved and they were sending it to the other address, so I finally got it. They sent me out another one to replace the one that went somewhere. So I'm excited to get this open. I did take the plastic off so I could read through the rule book, but nothing else has been opened at this point. I love it. It's TM. Yeah, that means absolutely nothing. Just FYI. So this plays with 1 to 4 people. There is a solo mode, but it's more of a co-op mode, so you still have to play like 2 characters. and it plays 30 to 60 minutes. Although from some of the game playthroughs I've seen, I don't think that is exactly right. So this comes with a whole bunch of stuff in this little teeny box. So let's get it open, and I might even do a trial setup to see if I got half of it right based on the couple pages I read from the rulebook. All right, so we have a cool little picture on the inside. And there's the rulebook that actually is pretty long. So this is definitely not a short little game. It's pretty much 20 pages, and it's a lot of text. And the text has been dropped down to the smallest degree. So it's like a normal 20-page rulebook. All right. So the games that they do don't ever really have token punch boards. The tokens have already been punched out and then put in a bag for you. And I assume that is because they tried to keep it. They spent the extra money getting the tokens punched out so that they can keep the box small. And look at that. We got a little red magnifying glass. Woo! But if you want to go through the rule book real quick, so we have the prologue, which basically tells you that the mayor's son was killed, and he was like some kind of movie producer or something to that effect, and they're trying to figure out who did it. So this is a 1 to 4 player game, but when you're playing solo mode, you still have to play 2 players, and you're each vying to be to rise up in the police force, and that's why it's more of a competitive type game. So you are kind of like Clue. You're trying to there's a character in an envelope, and you're trying to figure out who that character is based on the other suspects that you find that are not the killer. So it's very Clue-like in that sense, except with this one, you're actually running around a kind of a board with your car. So it basically gives you the setup, which that is a lot of setup. Look at that. And see, here's the board. So you have a 5x5 grid, and this tells you if you have informants or if you've had witnesses, and you can collect those tokens. And then when you reach a certain amount, you are able to see pull a suspect card out, and of course that suspect card is not the killer. So you're not trying to figure out why the suspect is not the killer. I wouldn't know how to do that, and I think that's what these guys ran into, is that they wanted to do something that wasn't like Clue, but they ended up going back to Clue because really it's the only way to do that. It would be nice to have an app that you can that would randomize, and you'd have to it would give you clues, but it would be basically keeping it secret, because you can't keep your own stuff secret. I mean, it's impossible. That's what the problem is. So so then this gives you the gameplay overview and how to solve evidence. So that's the card. Then when you look at it through the magnifying glass, that's where the information is being read. And there's 2 different types of gangs and forensics and things to that effect that you get for the card. And we'll go into the envelopes here in a second. But it shows you how to do the evidence envelopes, and things like that. And then here's your different actions. So you can drive around, and you're spending time as you're driving around. So, and that perform 1 action, so you don't have to drive around, but then you spend no time doing that, but you have to take an action, which does spend time, because you only have 48 hours, so there's a time track that shows the 48 hours, and we'll get into that as well. Again, I haven't really looked through the components yet. I only pulled the rulebook out. And I did watch 1 video. So action arrest. So you have little mobsters that are on the board that are different colors, and you're trying to. So some of them can be witnesses and stool pigeons and stuff to that effect. So that's how that works.
So there's your, oh, informant I meant, not, well, stool pigeon is an informant. It's just a different word for it. So you can do stakeout, and you can put guys behind bars. So it's got some neat stuff in it, and I haven't looked at the events, but from what I saw in the video, the events look pretty cool. Like there might be bombs and things like that. So I think that's pretty cool. And then there are certain events that you use, certain activities you can do during the day, and there are certain activities you can do during night. And the time track, it's not like one action is day and then the next turn you do is night. It doesn't work that way. It's like on a grid track. So you're going from day to night and then back. All right, and there's your event cards. I haven't read this part yet about the mobster roles and the accusation, so I haven't gotten this far yet. And then here's your co-op mode, and here's what it says on the solo game. It just says you have to play 2 players. That's why it's only that small. And then there's 2 expansions, the Kingpin, and I believe those are in here, but I'll find out. So let's find out together. All right, and then the back has a whole quick reference, but I think there's also a card that has quick reference. All right, so there's your thing there. Yeah, see, there's the crooked cops, stuff like that. So let's put that to the side right now. That's the expansion. All right, so, but you see how the back here, each one. So this is the weapon. So there's 2 different types of weapons, a knife and a gun. And then you have to have 3 of these jail things. You have to put 3 guys behind bars for you to put the card in here to find out. And mine's a little bent. That's because everything's kind of squished in here. But you see how this one's in a different base, and they have different symbols. So let's put them all down so you can kind of see them. And so there's the different types. And notice that they're all, because when you put the card in there, the symbol is in a round area. And that's why you see a circle, square, everything, and a draw around here. So you're putting the same card in that's basically giving you that information. And then based on that information, then that's how you figure out who the murderer is. Which I think is a pretty good idea. It's definitely different for sure. A little bit imaginative. But see, here's your getaway, and that allows you to put the card in. So you have to get 3. I don't know if that's stakeout. I think it is. Yes, 3 stakeout with a check mark with those little tokens, which I'm going to go into here also. It allows you to do that. The forensics, and that's your search token, which that's everybody's search token. And you get 3 of those that actually have a check mark on the back. You have to flip them over. Rank. So they're 5. That shows you what rank of the mobster they are. Whether they're the bosses or the grunts. I wouldn't say like a boss would do an actual murder, but. And I guess that's with 3 players. I'm not sure what that is, but you have to get 5 of those. I think there is only 5. And then there we talked about the weapon one already. And then these are getting 5. Oh, you know what that is? Okay. So that's your witnesses, and that's your informants. You have to get 5 informants. All right. So, and then the last one, which is over here, is the actual murderer. So that's all the different envelopes that you have. All right. So let's move on to some of the tokens here. And I'll kind of pile them up so we can see how many, even like just basically read the rule book on that. Okay. So, let's see, I don't even have to punch it. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, so I have 5 witnesses, so you have to get them all. And then here's your informant tokens, which I believe there's also 5. Here it is. So yep, 5 informants. And then you have 5 of these. Everything's like in 5s. So 1, 2, and then here's the black ones. 1, 2, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5. Because that's going to be your grid. So when you roll a die and you place something, you have the white die, and I guess you have the black die, and they look like bullets, which is kind of interesting. But we'll get to those in a second too. See, 4, 5. Yep. So there's your grid markers. And then you have 1, 2, 3, 4. And here's your search. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, there's 6. There's 5 of those. There's another one, 7. Okay, so there's obviously a whole lot more searches here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What an odd number. Is that correct? Let's check out the rule book to see how many we're supposed to have. 5, 5, 7, and 5. And 3 of these. So 5, 1, 2, 3, yep, 5. Okay, so now if you look in the back, these have numbers on them, ranging from 1 to 5. And so when you're on a stakeout, you're going to bid time from 1 to 5, then you're going to turn it over. And if your number is equal to or matches it, then you're successful. And these are just random. So some of them have X's and 3 of them have check marks. And when you find the 3 check marks, then you succeed. And that's how that works, right? Which is also what it says on here. 3 check marks and 3 of these. So you have to be successful 3 times on a stakeout. All right, and there's a bomb. I have no idea what this is. Let me get the glasses out here a second, as I have no idea what this is a picture of. I have no idea. I have no idea what that is. So these must tie into events in some way. And then you have gang, rank, weapon, getaway, and here's the other one. So these match these. When you get the person who gets the last piece of evidence for that particular thing, or a piece of just the 3rd check mark or whatever else, gets these tokens as to show that they're the ones that did it. All right, so these again must be something to do with the events. Here's another bomb that goes with that. Here's an explosion, 3 explosions. Here's another bomb. Okay. Oh, here's another bomb. Okay. Somebody with a Tommy gun. Somebody like a thief. Another Tommy gun guy. Another Tommy gun guy. They must be like enforcers or something. Here's a dude. This looks like a family meeting. Oh, this matches this one. Guy running to a car. I'm still confused by this. I have no idea what this is. I have no idea. All right, there's the thing. Okay, so these are all have to do. Okay, so we'll just leave those out. All right, here's the other tokens. And this is all like the mobsters in your cars and stuff like that. So these are like the player things, the colors. So you have green, like a gray, red, orange. And here's the badge that goes with green. So yeah, there's 4 of them. There, oh, it's like a purple, I guess. And here's that. This is all the stuff that goes with the players. Green, orange, and orange. And I'm missing a badge. Here it is. Okay. I'll just make them all similar. Ah, you fell over. All right. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4. See, everything's 5. 5 grays, and 5 reds, which does not show very well against the Iron Man, but you get the gist. So the mobsters go in this bag because you pick them randomly. So we just stick them in there. All right. Here's the dice that I was talking about. And you see, you can see how they're shaped like bullets. So you got a black one, and you got the white one, and then when you roll them, that's the grid. I wonder why some of them. Oh, 6 means you do nothing. That's why, because it's only a 5x5 grid. All right, so here's the map grid right here. So let's take these guys out of here. And I missed, see, he was red, I missed him. So let's see how much space I have here. So let's just put all these off to the side. Still on camera, I hope. Because I'm going to do a quick setup. And then you guys can tell me what if I did it wrong. We'll put these up here. Because these only are event stuff. I should probably even put these away. Okay. So there's I think this is this is HQ. It's the same on both sides. Then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So you got 16 suspects. And you see, and you can't really see it until you put the thing over it. So that's a knife and a motorcycle or car and a bumblebee, must be the thing. And this guy's a grunt, and his name is Patty Pipes. Olivia Gypsy, something like that. Olive Gypsy. And Ned Wolf. That's pretty cool. So just so you can see it kind of work, you can put this in here. Doesn't go in very easily. And then we can see that he has footprints. And then he would go back out and then go back into the murderer envelope. So you wouldn't see him. You wouldn't see what the name is. Because so you flip it and then you only flip it around once he was in the envelope. That's pretty cool. So there's the suspect cards. And then you have force cards, which are positive ones that you take for doing good things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 11, 12. Like Flash Raid, as an action, spend 3 time to perform a call for backup that is automatically successful. Canine Unit. At any time on your turn, move any 2 mobsters up to 2 orthogonal block apiece. When driving or to or through HQ, spend 1 additional time to gain 1 suspect card. And I assume that you have to discard these once you use them. And the artwork's pretty decent on them. All right, and then here's your event cards that you're going to be drawing throughout the game. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So 18. And you only can have up to 3 of these out at any given time. So Jailbreak. Place 1 random mobster from the bag into any empty block orthogonally adjacent to HQ. And then officers cannot bring in for holding at HQ. Lock them up. Clear the 4 blocks adjacent to HQ of mobsters to resolve. And then your badge would go up. And I assume that's a suspect sign. I have to look that one up. Weapon stockpiles. The boss's orders. Public fear. Mob hits. Oh, there's the guy with the Tommy gun. Officers cannot play force cards. Arsonist at large. There's your explosion thing. If a mobster rolls, if a mobster roll adds a mobster to the block orthogonally adjacent to a fire token, place 1 fire token from the card in that block. Crime surge, blockbuster street scene, the snitch. Oh, there's that other picture. That was on the other token. Officers cannot catch witnesses. Oof. The officer with the snitch performs the second half of a bring-in for holding action at the HQ to resolve. Not sure exactly what that means, but here's a time bomb. When an officer placed the time bomb token 10 times ahead of the most advanced officer's time track. So, it is on a timer. When an officer's time tracker lands on a thing, on that token, advance the time tracker 2. If all pass it, discard the event. Okay, spend 2 at a token to reveal it. So on the back of the timer, is there a... Oh, yeah. Okay. All right, so that's the event cards. And then here's the city cards. So I'm going to lay these out. Wait a minute, what's this? Oh, we have ability cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Rookie luck. Once per risk roll, spend 1 to add or subtract 1 from the die result. So I guess everybody takes 1. Okay. So we have events, abilities, suspect, force, and events. All right. So now we only have city cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So we have more cards that are needed, right? Let's see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. No, we don't. It's 24 plus this would be 25. Am I going to run off the map here, off the screen? Probably. But I need that top area. It's okay, I'll just put it. on top there. Yes, I'm going to run out of screen. Actually, this board's pretty big. Bigger than I thought it would be. Yeah, I'm off the screen. Because it's bigger than I thought. Okay, so what we would do in setup here is, so we got a harbor. Oh, there's HQ should be in the middle. So it'll be like this. Okay, then you have a Chinatown. That's pretty funny. I don't know what this stuff is here. Racing. I don't know what any of that stuff means. And okay, so there's all those. And then I wonder if there's actually putting out all 7 of these. Yep, put out all 7. You put out all the 7 searches. And then you take these. I think they go this way, so you put these on the outside. So I have to move the suspect cards. Oh, it should probably go this way. I think the whites go on this side, blacks go on that side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let me look at the book real quick here. Make sure I'm doing this right. No, of course, the other way around. Of course. I mean, it's no big deal, but I want to do it right. Okay, and then you'd take these, and these would go up here. So that these would go here. Okay, so that when you have a mobster here, and you bring him in, then I guess he could either be one of these or one of these. So let's say you take it and he's a mob witness, right? You take him in. Then the next mobster that comes up, who came in over here, now he's a mob stool pigeon. And then there would be nobody else in that row. Now again, if he was here, then it could be either or again. So that's how that works. And again, I haven't read the last few pages of the book, but all right. Well, that's it for Tiny Epic Crimes. Let me know what you guys think. Did you guys back it? And remember too that we have. I'll say this in my final thoughts. Remember that we have Lords of LA. But anyway, we'll talk about that in a second. But let me know what you guys think. Did you guys back it? Did you like it? Have you played it? Because I haven't even played mine yet. But anyway, I look forward to seeing what you guys say, and I will talk to you soon. All right. All right. Before I finish up, I did forget one little pack of cards. So let's just jump in here real quick. So these are the night and day cards. They go together, and that's your time track. You see, part of them is day, and part of them are night, and then when you get into the 48-hour period of the day, you've got to make the accusation whether you're right or wrong. Okay, so that's how they look. And I'm not sure what the difference is between this one and this one. Maybe this is the co-op one, because I don't think co-op has anything to do with day or night. And I have to read on that. But that's the difference, is one says day or night and one does not. All right, and then we have the 4, and the reason I say that is just because I just looked through these. And then you have the 4 character cards. And they don't have names on them or anything like that. It just says standard, and the opposite says cooperative. So there's the one, and I'm trying to get the glare out of there. All right, so there's the 4. And then when we flip them over, right, now it says cooperative on them. And you see the night and day is gone. So, and we have patrol cop, analyst, detective, and sheriff, right? But on this side, you don't have that. That's interesting. And over here, this is your list of your 15 or 16 suspects. And it tells you what they are. So when you start seeing the backs of them, you can start picking out who it is. And then you have a cheat sheet on the back that also is, I think, pretty close to the same thing as it's on here. All right, so I can't believe I missed. I looked at the box when I was cleaning up, and I was like, oops, I missed the whole pack here. All right, let's get into final thoughts. All right, one more thing we forgot about. The expansion. Again, I was cleaning up, and I just saw, oops, damn, there's a whole baggie over here. So this one has different types of, the first time I play, I'm not going to use these, but we have different types of mob bosses that are just white as opposed to having colors, but they have colors stamped on them, but the actual meeple is not a colored meeple. So we have that. And then we have another rule book that has Crooked Cops rule book. Bonus action, rewards, and I wonder if you can still no loyalty cards, capo module, draw a capo from the bag. That's what those are, capos. And arrest a capo. And then there's a whole, let's see what this is. Oh, I guess we could find out who the corrupt cop is. And he's got a little thing down here too, if they're crooked. Officer bonus action. And then we have a whole other set of cards here. That one says loyalty, and it turns. Clean. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then it has arrows for badges and time. You cannot drive into in or through blocks with other officers. Clean. That's it. Oh, there's one crooked officer. And they all have the different symbols. So they would go into that thing depending. And then you'd have to flip it. Loyalty. And it would say time -1. Or if you flipped it this way, because it's got a roundy on it, then you have badge +1. So I'd have to read on that. I don't know anything about how that works. But anyway, there's one crooked, so everybody could be clean. 1, 2. There's only 4 players, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. And what do I do with the other cards? Oh, here. All right, and then you have capo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 capos. But you only have, oh yeah, you do have 5. So 1 goes for each one of those colors. Rita Rouge, so, okay, so that's red, purple, green, orange, and gray, black. To arrest a capo, you must be at least badge level 4, and you must spend 2 time. To arrest this capo, you must be a badge level 6 and you must discard a force card. Seal your cross. So that's interesting, but again, I won't be playing with those initially because I have no idea what I'm doing. So there's no reason to confuse myself. But that's it for. But the whole other thing I have to read then to use this expansion. But pretty cool. So you have capos and cops and dirty cops, basically. Pretty interesting. All right. Thanks again. Hopefully I don't pull out anything else I didn't see.
Okay, what'd you guys think? The box is so tiny, but there's so much stuff in there, and there's even an expansion in there that I got through Kickstarter, and I guess I didn't realize it. But so I haven't played with that yet. It's got the capos on, and it's also got the your bad cops, your cops on the tape. So I don't know how that works yet. As you see, the thing turns. I don't know how that works, and I don't know how that works with solo mode either. So. But what I can tell you, because like I said, after I did the unboxing, I played through it before I did this video, and yeah, I really liked the game. I think this is the best game they've put out in the tiny epic thing. I don't have everything. I don't have like the Ragnarok. I do have the Quest one, and I definitely think this one's better than that. I do like Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea quite a bit, but that's not the tiny epic verse. That's a whole other thing. So Galen Games does, I think they do a good job of sticking to genre, and it is like Clue, so you're trying to figure out who the killer is. And when I played, so you have to play on solo mode. You have to play with 2 people, and the day and night side doesn't affect any of your gaming. However, your player boards, you can only do certain things. So, like, my cop was only one that could take people in, like the detective couldn't, and I only got one guy. I only put one guy in bars, but the other ones, and the cop could only do the witnesses, or the detective could only do the witnesses, and the cop was the ones that were the stool pigeons. She was able to collect those, so they're working in tandem. But at the other side of the coin, you have all of these, events taking place that take you completely off track. And if you don't do it, like at the end, if I didn't do 2 of the events, I couldn't do the stakeout, and I couldn't do the searches. So I didn't finish those, and I didn't finish putting the guys behind bars. So I didn't finish 3 of the evidences, and I had it knocked down to 4 guys. 4 different suspects, and I won just by a pure guess out of those 4 guys. Just a pure guess. I won, but it was a 1 in 4 chance that I was wrong, or a 3 in 4 chance that I was wrong, a 1 in 4 chance that I was right. So, but I like it. There's a lot going on. At the end, I ran out of time with arsons. The place was on fire. The city was a mess. So again, even though it's a little box, there's a lot going on. There's just a lot going on. I didn't move up very far in the badge section, and it's different with solo mode. It's different because you have a guy at the end that's kind of a reverse time tracker. So every time you accidentally put or you roll and you got a mobster that appears at the same place as a mobster that's already there, he drops time on you. So by the time I was done, I had lost 2 more time on top of everything else. So yeah, it's a tough game. I mean, I don't feel like I won by merit. So what did you guys think? Did you guys back it? I just put in for the Kingpin side, because that looks like you can play like a totally different game, even though it's an add-on. Of course, I had to ship to the wrong address, so I had to change it. But I still have my LA address and my eBay. Oops. Hopefully the guy from eBay can change it. But anyway, yeah. So I liked it, and I can do an unboxing for that one too if you guys want. If you guys are interested, and I can also. This is one of those games where I can do it in one sitting because it does take. It does say 45 minutes on it, but it's really like an hour to an hour and a half to get that done. But yeah, and I'll do a another quick setup video. But it's very easy. Setup's very easy for that game. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. Remember to like and subscribe. And remember that Lords of LA issue 1 and issue 2 are on Kickstarter right now. Jump in while you can. We're going to end in a couple of weeks. But if you could jump in right now and help us get to that next stretch goal, that would be awesome. QR code, description below, the whole bit. All right? And again, like and subscribe. Help me grow the channel out. All right? Talk to you guys soon. Thank you guys so much for watching. And happy Thanksgiving, because I probably won't be doing another video till then because I leave for Florida Tuesday. All right. Bye-bye.